we're going to look at using GeoGebra to generate our own data. So you can specify what type of data distribution that you might be dealing with. So we're going to use normal to begin with, but we could actually just choose uniform, we can choose Poisson, we can choose binomial. Anyway, so we go to View and to Spreadsheet, and the command is very simply random normal, and then in brackets, say put in your the mean and standard deviation of the distribution you're interested in getting a random value from. Done that. We then want to fill this down, so we go down to about we'll go down to 100. So we have all of that there. We want to turn all of this into a list. GeoGebra likes working in terms of lists. So we come over here, there's an option to turn into a list, that's L1, which is fine. We then also need to put in some class boundaries for our data. So how do we want to categorize the data into which groupings? So L2, L underscore 2 is going to be equal to, we use curly brackets for this. Let's say I think 10 would probably be our lowest value, and these are each of our classes for the data, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, could go all the way up to 100. So if I hit enter there, and then we just say we first of all want to get a table of this information, so we type in frequency table, and there's a few different versions, but let's use this one. List of class boundaries. So class boundaries are L underscore 2, and the list of raw data is in L underscore 1. So there we have it. That's pretty useful. Straight off we can see how the numbers are panning out, so it does look like it might be a normal distribution. So as well as this, it would be useful to put this into a histogram. So there's a command called, as you might guess, just histogram. So you type in histogram, and we just have a list of the class boundaries, which again is L2, and whoops, I've chosen the wrong one. So histogram, and so I went too far. It's the this one. Let's try this. List of boundaries is L underscore 2, and the list of the heights is going to be, say, L underscore 1. So we hit enter and have a look at those results. Now we can't quite see it there because it's the scale isn't very good, but if I bring this across, we can see now that our graph's starting to look right. So if I hit control and drag, that separates things out. So we've got a nice histogram of that. And we don't want to have any negative values for this, so if you can just right click in here, go to graphics, and then go to x-axis, positive only, there we go, so it looks a little bit more presentable. And then you can put in titles for this, so that's quite useful. What you could do as well would be to keep on randomizing this, and say every time you click a button you get a new set of data. So that might be useful. So you come here to button, and let's say we put in here just the button title of new data, and you need to know what the scripting command is. JavaScript works basically with this, and as well there's also a GeoGebra script that you have too. So anyway, I do know that there is a special command called update construction, and then we just put brackets there. If I hit OK, what's going to happen is that, whoops, I just have to hit escape to, alright, now try it. That's interesting that it disappears every now and then, but that seems to be working, and I don't know why quite it, because I'm coming up with a value that must go beyond one of the bounds. So if I get a bound that if I get a result that's above 100, which is quite possible, then it's going to be an error. And it's quite possible as well I might get one down here. So I'm going to hit enter on that, and I think that should now fix that problem. Let's have a look. So new, still disappears every now and then, because sometimes we end up with values, even with this distribution that I've given so far, it goes beyond that. So let's try that now. So that should just be fine. There we go. Now the other thing is that this is all for a mean of 60 and 15. We could have actually gone and changed those values as well. And we'll look later on at how you actually do that.